The college basketball experience Sweet 16 predictions episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up at Underdog Fantasy with the promo code TCE SGPN to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, get up to $750 in cashback rewards each month when you sign up over at edgeboost.bet. Use that promo code SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, this is Pac-Man Jones. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Experience Sweet 16 predictions all the way to the Final Four. Not only that, we're going to talk about a couple games we got on the college basketball slate tomorrow, react to a couple games that occurred today, and some more. I mean, we had some coaching news. So just some big time stuff. The sport isn't stopping, and it didn't stop today when my Jacksonville Dolphins. Oh no, I'll get to it. Don't worry. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swigga Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Yeah, shout out to David Matola. He's still hurt up from Vegas. Me too. All right. He was there. Let's go. It was a tough day, though, if I'm being honest. I mean, I watched the 3 basketball games. I watched a Cal San Francisco college baseball game, which actually was pretty heat. Yeah, I mean, I'm just missing the bombarding of college basketball games when you just go, you have 200 games, I feel like, and then just all of a sudden it's a little dry. I am joined by my co-host. He's never a little dry. He's always consuming good beverages there. He's the host of obviously right here on the College Basketball Experience, but also the Ryan and Rush Show, and he will be on VSiN tonight, depending what time zone you're in though. But at what is it? What is that? 1:15 Eastern, buddy?
Yeah. I was trying to remember too.
Yeah, Give it up for former video coordinator for Hall of Fame coach Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, Ryan McIntyre, aka Moneyline Mac. How are you, man?
Doing good, man. I 1-2 in the CBI. No CBI heater today, but tomorrow's a new day, and we're one day closer to the Sweet 16. So let's go.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
2-2 in the CBI because that under. That
yes.
Noah B did destroyed. Give it up for third man in the booth, the host of the College Baseball Experience, Noah Bieniek. How are you, brother?
Doing all right. I don't think I did too great with the CBI picks today, but it seems like that's kind of across the board. Looking for a bounce back day. We'll get to that after some college basketball news that came across the timeline today.
Yeah, I think first I'll just I want to touch on some news, but I guess I should talk first about Jacksonville getting just destroyed by Incarnate Word this morning.
Our beloved Dolphins.
Yeah, ate a pile of shit there. Did not have the greatest day. I mean, I didn't think it would go like that. I thought IDub could win, but I didn't think it'd be like that.
I went 0-3 ATS, and none of them were really close.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough tough on some of these games. You don't know who's playing. You don't know what's going on, but still, stick around to the end of the show so we can bet whatever we're betting tomorrow. But
tough day for our guy who was on the thumbnail last night. Robert McRae only had 3 points.
Get back on the saddle. Can't feel sorry for yourself.
You can't feel sorry for the Army Black Knights, who they probably did go out and chase scattered ass in Daytona Beach, but they still rallied. And they covered for old Pick Dundee in an epic lock battle where, and do we check? I'll be honest. I had the game on, but I didn't pay attention to if anyone opted out of the game. Do we know?
I didn't see anybody opt out.
Yeah.
We're talking about Queens here?
No. Florida Gulf Coast.
Oh, Gulf Coast.
I don't believe they did.
There were 2 that didn't play.
Okay.
Xavier McLean did not play. He played in 31 games this season. And Rory Stewart, who played in 29 games, he was more of a rotational player, though. He didn't play either.
They hit the portal. They probably hit the portal.
2 guys there.
Oh, you mean they were one of 900 motherfuckers in that goddamn thing today?
Yeah, the portal. 900 people entered today. All right. It's like the 405 freeway in LA there. Shout out to Zonar giving us $5. Glad to make a live show for the first time in a while. Best podcast on earth. Do you still think NIL creates parity after all this chalk? 100%.
Yes.
100%. Like we talked about this a little bit last night, Zonar, but like, you get chalky tournaments sometimes, but also think about the most like
Zonar last night on the show. At 6 minutes up until 16:19, we talked about this exact same thing. So,
yeah, but I'll just say this: like, even if you think both can't be right, you can't say the NIL has ruined it. When to me, all of the top schools have gotten closer to one another. So you could say it. You could make the case it hurts the group of 5. I don't believe it's accurate, but you could still make that case. But NIL has certainly had all the power schools get very close to one another. I don't think there's a big gap between like the top power schools in the nation. You know what I mean? Like between that field of 50 teams or whatever, I don't think that gap's that big between them. So in that regard, I would say there's that. But appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate the donation. We felt best about Queens against Cleveland State, and boy, did things not work out for us.
I gave out the under, and I think it got murdered by 25 points.
Yeah, that was tough. But you gave out multiple unders. We hit on the Army Florida Gulf Coast. Yeah. Tough day. I went 2-2 on my wagers, but I went a little heavier on Queens.
Yeah, that was
so. I definitely had a negative day. But yeah, that's a tough slate. Daytona Beach. What the hell? The handicap is tough. You got to come at these crazy angles here. But I'm surprised Queens got drilled the way they did by Cleveland State. All right, folks. Want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by, we're part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And if you're looking for all of our picks, our podcasts, our articles that we write all in one place, download the SGPN app wherever you get your apps. So do that. And remember, as always, to let it ride. We're also brought to you by SeatGeek. Maybe you are in Stillwater, Oklahoma, right? Maybe you are in Peoria, Illinois, and you want to catch a college hoops game tomorrow. NIT's rolling, or maybe you want to hit the Sweet 16. Maybe you're in Indianapolis, say, let's go. Or you're close to Indy and you're saying, let's go. Or maybe you just want to take the wife out. You were in Vegas last week and you want to go, catch fucking Billy Joel or something. Music, comedy, whatever. All right. Live orchestra. SeatGeek's your spot. All right. I can tell you this as a guy that goes to a lot of shows, whether it's comedy, whether it's music, whether it's games. I always use SeatGeek, mainly from experience, like not because they were our sponsor, but just because my own personal experience comparing it to, some of the other ticket companies out there. SeatGeek beats them all. They always give you the best price. So I want to give them a shout out, just not only from us, having them as a sponsor, but just because they're that awesome. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek's the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and much more. And March Madness is here. So what are you doing? Go catch some live college basketball action. If you don't get that, there's also NBA, NHL, MLB, college baseball, Frozen 4. I mean, get on over there. I love using SeatGeek. SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket's rated on a 1 to 10 scale, so if you're getting a good deal. So keep an eye out for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their fantastic buyer guarantee. And old Pick Dundee came through for you, because you can now use the promo code SGPN10 for 10% off your next set of tickets over at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with the promo code SGPN10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. All right. So shout out to SeatGeek. All right. We are back on the college basketball experience, and here we go. We had coaching news today. Speak of the devil, Nico Medved. I feel like everyone had speculated this, or at least we had.
The worst kept secret.
Yeah. Nico Medved leaves Colorado State after that traveling by Maryland, and took that loss. I like to ask him that question. He goes, "What does it matter?" He didn't even answer. He said, "What does it matter? We already lost. It's not like he can go back in time." But he is headed back to his home state of Minnesota, coach the Gophers, and I know the Big Ten is getting an influx of money with their TV deal. But I also wonder, I guess you're from there, so I can't knock it. Minnesota hasn't been a great job really since the Bobby Jackson, Sam Jacobson days.
Oh, I thought it was such a great home environment.
It is a great home environment. It is.
Oh, and that's here we go.
Fans, because they're the only show in town besides St. Thomas, who recently became D1. Right? It's like LSU with football. You know what I mean? Like everyone goes there. They're the only Power 5 school in the state. Right? Is it a better job if you want to make the NCAA tournament?
Yeah.
It is?
1,000%.
Well, Colorado State's in the Pac-12 now, right?
They'll be going after one more year in the Mountain West, yeah.
It's still not going to be highly regarded with multiple at-large bids. It's going to be a mini Mountain West. You're diverging the Mountain West. We just saw this with
but you're kind of trimming the fat of the Mountain West. I won't say this in football, but in basketball, getting rid of Wyoming and Air Force. Kind of a good thing.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but he this is his alma mater.
I'm not. I'm just wondering though, if you remove that, if you remove the alma mater fact and the fact he's from there, and just say which job is better to your chances to make the NCAA tournament and to go deep into March.
I would say Minnesota, just because it's not that hard to make the NCAA tournament in the Big Ten. The formula is don't drop a bye game, go 500, or go 2 games below 500. It really isn't that a tall task. So I think he'll be a good fit there. Obviously, he knows what the job is. It's his alma mater, and another Drake assistant or another Drake former head coach in the Big Ten. We got Medved, we got DeVries, and now we got McCollum.
My example for this is Mark Byington. Had probably worse record year, same amount of damage in the non-con as he did with James Madison. Goes 500 in the SEC and he gets in.
I think your guys were probably right. I'm just creating the drama. But well
done.
Because I think Minnesota, to me, I talked about it on the show. I don't remember if it was last night or a couple days ago, but I think if I'm Minnesota's athletic director, you're looking there saying, why are we not Iowa State? Why are we not Northwestern? Why are we not? These teams have made the NCAA tournament And Iowa State's actually become like kind of a staple under Otzelberger and maybe even back in the Hoiberg era. So why can't that be us? You know, why can't we be really good? We've seen Texas Tech come out of nowhere and be good over the past decade. Why can't that be us?
Yeah. I know if you sort on Bart Torvik from March 1st, Colorado State was 5th best team in the country. So you're hoping that Medved's able to transfer that over to Minneapolis there. And I was very impressed. I think I picked him like 7th in the Mountain West this year. I was very doubtful in him being able to repeat that success that they had with Isaiah Stevens for 5 years. And Nick Clifford turned into developed and turned into that next star. And I think that if you're able to retain talent at Minnesota with a coach like Medved, you're hoping that that's the case. And that's good.
Yeah. And I think I know Michael and Matt are saying Minnesota's NIL is terrible, which is kind of puzzling to me when you consider what I just said earlier. There's no competition in the state.
It's not great, but having new energy in there provides the giddy up and the willingness and excitement to provide some fun.
And I believe like that's a state that could be, you know, I say it for football too. I say it for basketball. I just refuse to believe it just takes the right person to come in there, because the Minnesota Vikings have been a loser ass organization ever since they moved to the Dome, right? The roller rink. The Timberwolves haven't won shit, right? The Minnesota, you got rid of your North Stars, which was great for the fucking Wild, you fucking losers, right? The Gophers.
Twins.
Yeah, the Twins did win one. Twins are Kirby Puckett back in the day.
They can't beat the Yankees, but
fucking Greg Gagne, right?
Twins play outside.
I played baseball against Kirby Puckett's nephew for years.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They should ask Ric Flair for money. But no, I just refuse to believe. Like, to me, you just need to ignite it. You look back in college football history, Minnesota was dominant at one point in college football, right? So I say college football, college basketball, it's there. You just have to go get it. Can't be doing these boring ass hires. Nico might be good enough to do this. You saw what he did with player development with a lot of those players with Colorado State over the past few years. So,
I like the fit.
Yeah. I'm telling you, he's the most exciting thing to hit Minnesota since fucking Gary Gaetti. So let's go.
I don't agree with this, Matt. They have a rabid fan base. They just need somebody to activate it.
It's not a pro city because they don't win anything in the pros. What are you talking about?
They are Wisconsin light. Like, they run on beer as well. Don't overestimate them. They just have been down forever. So in basically every sport. So
yeah,
just need a little bit of revival.
I think if I were the athletic director, I know it's a basketball show, but I would just show them the amount of money that's coming out of Indiana football after 1 year of Signetti, and say, why can't that be us? But with Minnesota basketball, all it takes is a run. We attack the portal. We bring in some guys, and I believe, like Rob Donaldson says, results lead to fan buy-in, and you don't have any other competition in the state. I was just out in LA, or I'm here in North Carolina, where there's a million fucking, battles going on. Like I walk my dog down the street. Each house got an NC State, ECU in North Carolina, Wake Forest flag. So they're battling. Minnesota doesn't have that. St. Thomas is too new to and it's a private school too. So it's like, it's too new and their enrollment's not large. Whereas Minnesota is the state school. So I just think they've been underachieving for a while, but if the right person lights it, that shit will blow up.
Before we move on from this one, because we got 2 other names on it, who won the press conference? I think Minnesota got one of the better hires this cycle.
Now, is that just because of the luck of him being from there? Like, do you think other jobs hit him up?
Yeah, it has 100% has a factor in it.
I think McCollum is the biggest winner of the press conference at Iowa. Coming over from Drake, winning an NCAA tournament game from Iowa City.
I think both are good, but yeah.
Well, there's one more that just broke.
Oh,
just now?
UNLV hired a coach.
Is it Rick? Who is it?
Peacock Times.
Bruce Weber?
Face shield.
They got the
Memphis,
Georgia Tech, and Memphis.
Tech.
Oh,
Yeah, Pastner.
They're hiring Josh Pastner.
Really?
Yeah.
They can't save themselves.
Dude, they just did the same thing that they did with Dan Mullen. They pulled the fucking ESPN.
No, but Mullen's actually like a good coach. Pastner, I don't even understand. Like, I think he got worse. I think Kruger's better than Pastner. Pastner, yeah. I'm going to give that an F. I think that's not a very good hire.
I'll give it a D, I guess. I'll be kind.
Stansbury would have been better because he could bring in better talent.
You gotta have a dude with a lot of shit to you out there in Vegas to win. And Pastner, like, he's a nice guy, but this has got 17 and 16 year after year written all over him. Average.
But you know what? Hold on. Let's talk about this for a second.
Average. He had 2 winning seasons at Georgia Tech.
Hang on though. If all those other teams, that's what I'm saying. Like, they will be going up against New Mexico, which we'll spend. But Air Force, Wyoming, UTEP. I mean, I think it's a bad hire. I don't think he's a good basketball coach, but they're by default going to be one of the most.
Yeah.
Like San Jose State's still there. Like Hawaii, like they're going to be the top dog besides New Mexico in that conference.
Pastner has more NCAA tournament wins at Memphis than Penny does.
I know. That's why I say they're going to be in the middle of the pack. At Memphis in Conference USA, they were always like, they would do just enough, but they wouldn't do what Memphis fans wanted. At Georgia Tech, he was, not very good. He had the one magical year. I think he'll be somewhere in between.
Grand Canyon's coming into that conference, so they're not going to be number 2. It'll be New Mexico, Grand Canyon.
They'll be top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wait, which conference is Nevada in?
They're
still in there. Yeah.
Alford versus Pastner.
God, they could do so much better.
Washed up average versus washed up average.
I honestly think this is gonna, like, you've seen the narrative that the Mountain West has been so bad in the tournament, and I believe they're better than the narrative is.
Yeah, they've been seeded terrible.
Yeah, but check this out. It's only gonna get worse because once your best teams leave. Once your best teams leave, and then you have Pastner and Alfred doing the Fremont Cannon battle. And who knows how long Patino's at New Mexico. They should have added New Mexico State because that program's been pretty good over the years. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really like that. I think they just fucking suck at hiring coaches. If I'm being honest, like, it's been like 20 years of lame ass fucking hires. Otzelberger and Beard made the most sense. They just couldn't hang on to them.
Yeah. It's the Beard one. Beard would have been great there, but they couldn't. Texas Tech came opening, and Kruger was a hire, and then this is lazy. This is lazy. It's a retread, and it's not going to work out. Be point blank.
Well, speaking of lazy, and speaking of the Mountain West, what's up?
I was like, an easy segue is the guy that was rumored for the UNLV job in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
Hodgson.
I was going to go to the other route. Okay, but yeah, we could do that. So today, Arkansas State sitting head coach Brian Hodgson is now the new head coach at the South Florida Bulls, and he kind of used UNLV as a leverage play to get a better gig because I think he knew he didn't want to go to UNLV because from what they say, they don't have a lot of money. And he ends up taking the South Florida job, which, they had a tragic set of events with Abdul Rahim passing away the other day, or right before the season started.
2 weeks before.
Yeah. But I do remember South Florida made a run. They made a run like 20. I don't know, somewhere in the 15, 10. I feel like didn't they go to like the Sweet 16 or like the round of 32? I feel like they did in like the mid 2000s, but they've struggled to get back there. They had the Brian Gregory era, couldn't get there really, even though I kind of thought he did a decent job at times. What do you make of this hire, Mac? I think it's a pretty damn good hire.
Hodgson, I love Hodgson. I think he did a great job at Arkansas State. They really weren't a good program when he got there. 45 wins in 2 years. He's a Nate Oates guy. He started as a JUCO. Dude, he would have been great at UNLV. I think he's got some shit to him when you watch him coach, and he finds a way to get players. Whether you agree with how he gets the players, he's going to get the players. He's a Nate Oates guy. So, pretty telling that he leveraged UNLV to get USF. That's where UNLV is that they got
crazy.
leveraged out by South Florida. Oh my God, UNLV.
Didn't UNLV go to like 4 Final Fours?
Yeah.
In my lifetime, and now they're just at this point.
They're losing out to South Florida.
2012 Stan Heath was South Florida's NCAA tournament win.
Hodgson will be a Power 5 coach in 2 years, Power 4, whatever it is.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. SEC.
So great hire there. I think that we all confirm that was a good hire. I think for the program.
Yeah, unfortunate circumstances, but I think they did well in grabbing a new guy.
Yeah, especially considering that was a tough hand to get dealt. Very tough hand, because I do think they were building something.
And I kind of agree with them. Just kind of let's break apart from that tree and start fresh.
Yeah,
new energy.
Yeah, fair. Shout out to the great Cody Frazier. It's a good picture of him passed out in our studios. Hell of a good guy. But yeah, I mean, so now there was one other hire that happened today, and I can appreciate when you go out and bring in a coach who led Hillcrest Prep High School in 2019 to a few wins.
A few.
A guy that, speaking of UNLV, he did after his career in the NBA. He graduated from the Rebels of UNLV with a Bachelor of Arts degree, I believe. I'm referring to the great Mike Bibby, a guy that played for the Vancouver Grizzlies, played for the Sacramento Kings, played for the Atlanta Hawks, played for the Washington Bullets, played for the Miami Heat, played for the New York Knicks, and he spent 2013 and 2014 as an assistant at, I know we all watched the game, Shadow Mountain High School. Then he became the head coach there, Shadow Mountain, from 2014 to 2019. But then he left for Hillcrest Prep High School, and he was one and done there. They did not do enough. And now the Sacramento State Hornets, who want to be in the Mountain West, by the way, or the Pac-12, go out and they hire Sacramento King legend Mike Bibby. What the fuck is this? I mean, I get it. Like, we're just, this is one, you're trying to get the city behind you, which this might work. Sacramento Kings, look, the NBA has a bunch of soulless fan bases, in my opinion. But if you told me name the ones that actually have a little bit of soul, I actually think the Portland Trailblazers and the Sacramento Kings would be kind of in my top 5 that I would name.
To me, this seems Penny-esque. You go and hire like a local high school coach and with NBA prowess from the area type, and you would ideally hope that he can recruit some talent.
Well, I believe like getting Brennan Marion in football was a big time hire, and he brought a lot of talent in like D1 football, non-FCS, talking FBS players coming down to the FCS ranks to play for him. They have, I think I read an article saying $40 or $45 million that they've put together to go D1 in football, but they want the Mountain West, they want the Pac-12, and I don't know how this will work from a basketball standpoint, X's and O's, but I kind of think it actually makes a little bit of sense. Now, could you have gone with a better proven basketball coach? 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to get the buzz out about your university, I mean, I still think winning is the best way to do that. But I think some Kings fans will be interested. And the Kings fans know the NBA is always dealing them a shit hand. If you get interested, that city in general, that if you haven't been to Sacramento, it's in the middle of the farms and shit. So
they just trade away their star this offseason too? De'Aaron Fox, he's gone, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're never. The NBA doesn't want them to win. That's the problem with watching the NBA. It's like, no, they'll do whatever. This happened in the NBA, Western Conference Finals, where they actually said, no, we're not going to let the Kings win because no one will watch. They don't draw a big enough TV number. In that regard, like for season tickets and getting people interested, might make a little bit of sense. But I still believe the ultimate way to get people excited is to win. So I do think they're cutting a little bit of corners there, but they do have some major money. I think Tom Hanks cut a big check to their university.
Yep.
So it is going to be interesting to watch them in general, whether it's football, whether it's basketball, whether it's baseball, try to make this push with all this money behind them. Mac, you were telling us off air, you think it's the best hire of the coaching cycle?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. Yeah.
I don't hate the hire just because, what else are you going to do at Sac State? Now, if you want it to work, he needs to hire a really damn good staff around him. He needs to hire a former head coach, even if it's just a D2 head coach. Just like that's what Faulkner did at Youngstown. First-time head coach, brought in 2 head coaches at the Division II level. I think that really helped him in year 1 at Youngstown. And we've seen Penny. Penny, I thought, did a good job reshuffling his staff, getting Stansbury out, bringing Mike Davis in. For a first-year head coach, I think it's pivotal that he brings in a former head coach, preferably a really good X's and O's, because he doesn't need to be the face and players coach, because that's what Mike Bibby's going to be. So get a guy that's a dinosaurs, I guess is what I'll call him, to help X and O, and then get some other guys that are experienced in the business. So that's the way that it's going to work. Hopefully they can pull that off. They got money, so they should be able to pay a pretty good staff, I would think.
Yeah, how much worse could it be? You went 4-25 against D1 opponents this year and only had 3 conference wins. So swing for the fences.
Well, Peja Stojakovic was his teammate.
Yeah, I know.
His son is he played at Stanford in 20.
Transferred.
Yeah. But he played at both, which is just disgusting. Yeah. But he's got eligibility. He's got 2 years left.
Is he gonna go to Sac State?
I can see it if they have that type of money.
He can.
Why not? Yeah, he is pretty damn good too.
Yeah.
Just gonna throw that out there. Maybe.
Did George Karl coach Mike Bibby? George Karl was a Kings coach, right?
No, I think wasn't it Rick Alderman at that point?
It was Alderman, yeah. Alderman, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm just trying to think of like old guys that Bibby could be connected to that could come in and help grind.
Well, I know he's connected to you mean coaches, right? Are you talking just coaches? Because I know he's connected. Obviously, he's like Chris Webber, Vlade Divac.
Yeah, because they're gonna get players. With that money, hiring Mike Bibby, you're gonna get players. So
and with the actual money they have,
they're gonna buy a roster. They just gotta find a way to be able to coach him. So I'm interested to see who he hires on his staff.
Yeah, what would you grade this one? What do you think, Bieniek?
B.
Yeah, that is the best development of Mike Bibby. He's jacked. Like he was like a skinny ass point guard. You look at photos of him now, like you're looking like who? That's fucking him. Is that Schwarzenegger? Who is this?
I'd probably give it middle of the road.
It's gonna make it fascinating to watch, though, right?
I commend them for giving themselves, something to market themselves.
Like Mike Vick.
So.
Yeah. Michael Vick there. They interviewed.
They
by the
tried
way,
for him, yeah.
I actually think, no disrespect to Michael Vick, he might end up being a good coach, but I think Brendan Marion's going to light that football school up. I think it's a very good hire by them. Yeah, I mean the Big Sky. If you're let me ask you something. If you're the Big West, I don't think they would though. I think you make more money.
Marion
in the Big
has
Sky.
some assistant coaching experience at his level of football.
Marion actually is a good offensive
high
coordinator.
school is
yeah, it is. No lies there. I mean, he did play for Eric Spoelstra for a little bit. There's that.
You're not pulling him from the heat.
Who else? He played with Mike Woodson with the Hawks. So there's that. Rick Alderman and Stu Jackson. I don't know how it'll work out. I'm just I'll put it like this, and this is why these hires happen, Mac. It's because it makes like if it's between that on my 8 TVs, if it's between Sac State and Weber State, or another one, I'm gonna say I'm kind of interested to see how this year one. Now this shit. Here's the problem: is you could be so bad within a couple games that I'm like, yeah, I'm done watching that team.
Gottlieb.
Yeah, but it's exactly. It's kind of exactly like Gottlieb there. So it makes it quite tricky.
Gottlieb fucked up bad because he hired all assistants that were younger than him, and because he didn't want anybody helping him. He's the smartest guy in the room, and just ask him. So yeah, Bibby needs to humble himself and get a veteran in there.
Elliot saying Sac State's opening a new basketball facility next fall too, so that should help. Look, much like the Minnesota thing, I believe Sacramento actually has a passionate fan base. If you ignite it, like I
Colby,
think,
you know who was Bibby's head coach his final years with the Sacramento Kings? I'm just going through his history. Reggie Theus.
Oh my boys!
Reggie Theus would be a good.
That would be well, and he's got some roots, California.
He went to Inglewood High School.
Yeah, and he played at UNLV. I mean, for Tark Shark, yeah. Anyway, those hires we got you covered with more hires as they happen, folks. But pretty interesting stuff right there with all 4 of those hires, all compelling in certain regards. Folks, what I tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. When it comes to college hoops and March Mania, one thing is for sure, nothing's for sure. All right, and it's exactly like Mike Bibby being hired by Sac State. Upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella's advancing, Josh Pastner landing a job again, top seeds going home early. It's all going to happen. Bet the unexpected every upset every day with DraftKings Sportsbook. With live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays, DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March and April. First time using DraftKings? Here's something special for you. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Yes, bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use the promo code SGP. Once again, that's promo code SGP for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help's available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms of responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is your home for AI picks and props. Yes, Rhythm is already off to a great start this March Madness, helping you dominate your bracket. Building your own custom model is easy and profitable over at Rhythm, so check it out. Plus, they got models for NBA, golf. They got the MLB coming right around the corner. So sign up today for a 7-day free trial period at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right, we are back and rolling along. Shout out to Robert Martin in the chat. He's even saying 1-900 pick Dundee. It's 1-800 here, but for the international callers, he's right. 1-900 pick Dundee. So look, we have tomorrow night. We're going to break down every single game on the Thursday Sweet 16 card, followed by the Wednesday show where we'll talk about all the Friday, and the NIT and CBI action. And we got the Crown coming as well. We'll be talking about the Crown in Las Vegas, Nevada, another basketball tournament that you should be checking out. But on this episode, we just kind of wanted to highlight what we thought of our brackets thus far and where we're looking at Final Four wise. So this is our attempt to do that. Where are you guys?
You want an update of what the Final Four prices and national championship prices are?
Yeah.
For the Natty, Duke is your favorite right now at plus 210. So they're not minus money. That I think has changed a little bit. At least to reach the Final Four, they were like minus 110. I think a couple of days ago, maybe minus 125. They're minus 185 right now. But I think Houston has gained some respect in the market. They're plus 500 to win it all. Florida's plus 350. Auburn's plus 500. Then there's a big gap. Tennessee 17-1. Texas Tech 18-1. Same with Alabama there. Michigan State 22-1. And then you've got Maryland and Arizona at 35-1. Kentucky 55-1. BYU 60-1. Michigan 70-1. Purdue 75-1. Ole Miss 75-1. And then Arkansas 100-1. Just to make the Final Four, your favorites: Duke minus 185, Houston minus 130, Auburn minus 135, Florida minus 130. The shortest second option in a region is Tennessee at plus 215 in that Houston region. Kentucky's plus 700. Purdue is plus 750. In the Duke region, Alabama's plus 400. BYU plus 700. Arizona plus 750. Michigan State's only plus 250. Michigan plus 700. Ole Miss plus 800. And then Texas Tech is plus 320. The Terps are plus 450. And Arkansas is plus 850 to make the Final Four.
One of the things that to me jumps out, I know we talked about this the other day, Bieniek. You said on these very airwaves, and I know you're a Michigan fan, and I see Cody Fraser talking about it, but 70-1, like they play, to me, when they are playing really good.
Yeah,
we just saw Florida look like shit against UConn. If they do that again, if they didn't have to play Michigan, why couldn't Michigan win that game?
So, yeah, I mean, what we've been talking about, Michigan is on a 5-0 run here the last 2 weeks. So when stakes have been high, Big Ten tournament, first weekend of the NCAA tournament, they've showed up. They played really good ball. They went through 2 hard counters, a top 3 turnover team in margin in UC San Diego, a top 3 offensive rebounding team in Texas A&M. In that 5-0 stretch, they're the 7th ranked team in the nation, according to Bart Torvik. At 70-1, you would think that there's some value there, especially what if I had you guys guess where Auburn is ranked during this time span? The number 1 overall seed.
20th?
17th.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty wild for me, for like even BYU. I think, I mean, just because they're in that side of the bracket where, I mean, Duke looks phenomenal still, but I mean Duke's got to take on Arizona, a team that is all over the place. Maybe Arizona could get them. Who knows? Maybe they don't even have to play Duke. Alabama is a team that I've thought has kind of been counterfeit a little bit all year, but I know they look good yesterday. But I'm saying, do you think there's any value, Mac, on Michigan and BYU here to get to the national championship?
I mean, what's the last time a first-year head coach won it all?
Not often.
I
Steve
can't even.
Fisher? Is Steve Fisher the last one in like the
was
late
that his
80s?
first year?
I think it was his first year for Michigan.
That would be ironic.
There's a lot going against Michigan, BYU, Arkansas, Kentucky. I know it's a different era. I like the two in the middle. Texas Tech and Michigan State. I think that they.
I was gonna say, what about Roy Williams at North Carolina? Did he win in his first year?
I think it was his second year.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Texas Tech and Sparty can both potentially win it all. I know they have hard games coming up, but I mean all these games are hard. But Izzo, they go 10 deep. They really haven't played that well so far this tournament. That's another thing. And then Texas Tech. I mean they got two studs in the front court with Williams and Toppin, and they're been really good offensively and defensively. I think Texas Tech is still getting slept on a little bit at 18-1.
I think that's a very good one. That one makes a lot of sense. That's the one to me. So my bracket on that side was busted, obviously with St. John's losing, but I really struggled with St. John's and Texas Tech, like as far as a winner in that game. Cause I was like, man, I could see St. John's losing that fucking game. Cause remember I had St. John's playing Kansas, not Arkansas. I thought Texas Tech was going to be the team that could really fuck with them. Yeah, good point. I will say this. Slick Rick was when he went to Kentucky, they weren't eligible the first couple of years, but I believe they went to the Final Four in his first year. Like they were eligible, but I guess how do you grade that?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's just it's very improbable to win a national championship your first year, I think. That's
fair though. That's fair. What about chat say what about Tubby Smith? He did, didn't he?
Yeah,
he did.
Tubby was the last one in the late 90s.
Yeah. Kevin Ollie, did he do it in year one? No way.
No. Kevin Ollie was a couple years in.
Yeah.
So every first year men's basketball coach to reach the Final Four, not even to win it all, right? 2022, Hubert Davis. 1998, Bill Guthridge.
Hubert Davis came pretty fucking close to winning it. God damn, he was up 18 in the national championship.
Yeah. Bill Guthridge in 1998. And Steve Fisher was the last national champ, first year head coach. And he's the only one to ever do it. 1989.
That's a fascinating stat. That's a
1979, Bill Hodges at Indiana State. They were the runner-up. Denny Crum in 1972 at Louisville. Gary Thompson at Wichita State in 1965. Dick Harp at Kansas in 1957. Bully Gilstrap at Texas, 1943. Ray Meyer at DePaul in the same year, 1943. And Bruce Drake at Oklahoma in 1939. 10 guys.
Quite fascinating. Yeah, Billy
and
Donovan.
There's a couple of chances here with guys that could do that. Mark Pope.
Yeah.
Another.
There's four of them. There's four head coaches.
Kevin Young.
Calipari's first year head coach.
It took Billy Donovan like 10 years or 7 years or something to win a national championship at Florida. So that one's not right. I see the chat talking about that. Yeah. Interesting stuff there. Before I get to us talking about the bracket though, I do want to let the good people know that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. We have been killing it on Underdog Fantasy for college hoops. They also have every other sport too. I really believe you can get an edge there you can't find elsewhere. They got, they got UFL football that's starting this weekend. They got NBA, MLB, NHL going on too. MMA, PGA. So all the golf stuff they got. So you're going to want to check out Underdog Fantasy. Sign up. And when you do, sign up with our promo code TCE SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code TCE SGPN. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, we've partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, or casino. Plus, you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card. And your money is safe as the card is FDIC insured. And the best part is no credit checks and it's completely free. So sign up today at edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. All right, we are back, and so my bracket. I guess we're reevaluating like our whole entire bracket. Now, I still have 3 of my 4 Final Four teams available, but I feel like a lot of people probably still have 3. You know, I probably feel like I'm in one of the worst spots because I have them playing in the national championship. But just out of curiosity, guys, in your bracket, how many teams you got left in the Final Four? All 4?
3. I got
Yeah.
1 bounce as well.
Who bounced for you?
St. Mary's. St. Mary. My Cinderella attempt is the one that got bounced.
Bieniek, how about you? You're on mute.
My dark horse attempt of Clemson got bounced. For what it's worth, though, I'll say it on the show. My mom in her work pool, if you want to know how chalky this year is, she's leading her work pool. Her Final Four is Auburn, Florida, Duke, and Kentucky.
She threw a 3 seed in there.
Yeah.
Kentucky.
I'll never forget the year Mason went to the Final Four. My mom won the field.
That's great.
Just picked George Mason because it was close. Oh, I like that school. And they went to the Final Four. Destroyed all of us. But all right. Well, we're looking at the bracket right now. You know, let's just talk in general about the South region. Has besides our picks, has anything changed on the way you would evaluate the remaining part of the South region as far as like, I know we just talked a lot about Michigan looking a lot better than maybe we figured coming into the tournament, even with them winning the Big Ten tournament prior. But is there anything of the Sparty not look as good? Did Auburn not look as good? Is there one that you're just saying, if you could redo the bracket right now, you would say this would be the team I'm coming out of the South Regional in Atlanta?
I think both 1 and 2 seeds have not played well. Auburn hasn't played well since Rupp to end the year, and then Sparty has not played well. I know they won both games and they covered.
I agree.
Both games, but I know I said that there's still value on them to win it all just because you do have the Izzo thing. But that game on Friday night's going to be hard as shit, and Beard has beaten Izzo in March before, so
that's just Michigan State basketball this entire season, though. They're a second half team, so they'll have their first half struggles, and then they just hit the gas pedal late on you.
Well, they're going to be playing the SEC now instead of New Mexico and Bryant. So I mean, this is like they can't fuck around for the first 10 minutes now. They got to come out and hit somebody in the mouth.
Yeah. I will say I shouted out my mom in the bracket pool, but our own SGPN DGen doc is currently tied for second in the SGPN pool.
There we go. We go.
He's got like 4. He picked 5 games wrong.
So Bieniek, what about like in the South Regional? Is there one that stands out to you?
I'm still going to take Auburn. I was looking at it, and I just struggle with Michigan being consistent enough still. I think Auburn they played with their food against Creighton, and they beat them by 12. And they also
Don't remind me.
They beat Ole Miss by 5 in the SEC tournament when everybody was like, they're not clicking right now. They still beat Ole Miss. And I just think they are wired very similar to Michigan State, and they have more talent. And I'll take Auburn in this region still.
I have Sparty in my bracket, my original one. I think I'm going to flip over to Auburn. That shit's in Atlanta. The more and more I think about it, it kind of feels like it's going to feel like the jungle a little bit. And I think Sparty's going to be playing a little bit of a road game on Friday as well. I mean, the Auburn fans are going to go all SEC kumbaya together and be on the Ole Miss side. And Ole Miss will travel as well. And I just mentioned it, Beard and Izzo. That's going to be a heck of a coaching matchup. I kind of think Auburn's going to get out of this region now.
I have Sparty on my bracket, but I think Michigan can get Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
I think their bigs could give Auburn trouble. I think that would be the matchup you would need based on seeing how Michigan State hasn't looked great thus far, and Auburn hasn't either. I think Michigan could be that team to really, maybe they don't go to the Final Four, but they could knock out. They could knock out your top competition.
Michigan State needs Michigan to take care of Auburn for them.
Yes,
because Michigan State has dominated Michigan.
Yeah, I think that would be the path, and that's why I'm going to stay. I'm stubborn me. Surprise, surprise. Just going to stay with Sparty, even though they haven't looked great. Going to trust the great Tom Izzo. What about the West region, just south of that on the bracket, with Florida just having a close call against UConn? I didn't have Florida in my bracket. I had St. John's, which is cooked. But I just told you this. Texas Tech was the team to me that I really struggle with, that Texas Tech St. John's hypothetical. That's never gonna happen. But now it makes the decision good for me. Easy. Although I do think the Ole Miss Texas Tech game is Florida
Maryland,
Texas Tech Arkansas is what I'm trying to think of. Could be a tricky game. I think since I would if I got a mulligan at the bracket, Texas Tech would be the team to come out of this field. Despite, I actually think that's the best thing that could have happened to the Florida Gators. But man, they didn't deserve to win that game to me. But Mac, how about you in this region?
I'm gonna stick with Texas Tech, man. I kind of think I like the way that they're playing and the balance. I know Florida got their scare. Hell, Maryland got a scare out of the way too. And they play Thursday night. So I just think Tech, with the way that they're playing, they get Arkansas off the Patino game. I'll stick with my Red Raiders here to get out of the region.
Bieniek?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Gators. It was really hard for me to pick Florida over Tech in my bracket because I really like the Red Raiders. But I also like the situation that the Gators have is like half their coaching staff coached with the Dons of San Francisco, and now they're heading back out to the Bay Area. Familiar grounds. I think they get it done. And none of these teams are West Coast at all. So.
Well, let's talk then about the Newark regional, where I'll be honest, I had Duke coming out of there, and I thought like Duke barely. I don't know about these other teams, but Duke's only looked better than I thought. I feel even better about it, even though BYU has looked great towards the second half of the season. Alabama went to the Final Four a year ago. Yeah, I in Arizona, I guess Caleb Love has had a tendency to give Duke problems, but I feel very solid with my bracket on this part. Mac, I know you lost on St. Mary, so who would it be right now for you?
I know my Gales aren't in it. I mean, I guess Duke would be an easy pick, but I ain't giving into this. I've been against Duke all year. I'm not caving now. Give me Alabama. I gotta admit, man, I was super impressed with the way I thought that was going to be a tough matchup against St. Mary's. They got the experience. They've been to the Final Four. I'll take the veterans in Alabama here to get out of the East region.
Bieniek.
Duke won by 14 at McHale. I'm taking Duke out of this region.
Yeah. Then we got Indianapolis, which Purdue got here. They got that crowd.
This is a bullshit fucking rigged region.
They're not going to be the only one with a crowd, though. I mean, Kentucky and Tennessee are right there as well.
Yeah, this is a bullshit when you really think about it. For Houston, it's like, what?
Dude, this is the second time in his career that this has happened, Colby. He had to play Syracuse and Albany when he was the 1 seed once upon a time, too. I mean, dude, they got it out for Kelvin. They don't want him to win one.
I tend to think that's like the University of Texas power. After knowing what they did to SMU, I just feel like they probably made a phone call. It's like, yeah, make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah. Put them in that region. Am I crazy to believe this big of a conspiracy? Perhaps. I picked Houston to win this region. Do I still feel good about Houston winning this region? I do. I don't worry about the Purdue game that much.
Neither do I.
It would more so be the winner of the Tennessee-Kentucky game, but I think we're all right. I think we're all right. I think I'm not going to panic. They're going to get there. Mac, how about you?
I'm going to keep pumping the narrative because I know Houston feeds off of the fucking bulletin board material. Let's go. Houston was undefeated in the Big 12 on the road. They're used to playing these road games. So yeah, I'll stick with Houston to get out of this region. I'm not swaying off my champ yet.
Yeah. Bieniek?
I'm going to go with Kentucky.
Ooh.
I don't think Purdue poses a threat with Houston at all. Kentucky, Tennessee is a 50-50 game. Both of them won, I think, on each other's courts. I think they both won road games.
Kentucky swept them.
Kentucky swept Tennessee?
Yeah.
All right, then I feel better about it. If Tennessee plays Houston, Houston wins. They're both pretty much the same style of ball, and I like the Cougars roster and how they've played the last few weeks better. Kentucky could pose some issues for Houston. If they make their shots and they're running at that pace, Houston's offense could struggle. That's all I'll say. So I'm poking holes. I'm being different. I have been the entire year just to make Mac pissed. I'll go Kentucky.
Get this Kentucky shit out of here.
Yeah.
What happened to that BYU foo-foo? This Kentucky's foo-foo. Used to gonna swallow them fuckers up.
Bieniek, take it, Big Blue Nation.
Well, I don't get bring the cold, but they're counting down.
And meanwhile, Houston and Houston fans and Kelvin Sampson, they're just sitting back saying, if I had to guess,
I'm dying in this fucking country ass fucked up town. Shit flying in my mouth. They're fuck. I can't see.
That's them in Indianapolis there. All right, look, there's that. We're going to get to, once again, tomorrow's episode. We'll have all the games. We're also going to, we're going to go through every single Thursday game, including the NIT, including the CBI. We also have a Frozen 4 episode we'll be dropping tomorrow. We got that going on. Shout out to the Frozen 4. There we go. Look at that. Frozen 4 bracket picks. That will be coming tomorrow. I think we're going to knock it out at 6 p.m. Eastern. So stay tuned to that. We actually made a bunch of money on that last season. Yeah, we killed it. So even if there's a first timer, take the training wheels, put them on the bike, because you're going to want to ride with us, because we really hit for some big time money.
It's crazy.
A year ago. But right now it is time for the 4 games that we have on the slate tomorrow. It's better than nothing. All right. 4 games, 2 different tournaments. We got the CBI going on in Daytona Beach, Florida. And if you could try to find the line for this game, but before I get to that, I want to let you good folks know that the College Basketball Experience is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. So if you're looking for all of our picks and podcasts in one place, download the SGPN app wherever it gets your apps. And remember, as always, to let it ride. We're also brought to you by SeatGeek. Maybe you're thinking of going to, maybe you live close to Daytona Beach, Florida. Maybe you live close to Stillwater, Oklahoma. Maybe you live close to, where's the other game at? Peoria, Illinois. Yeah. All right. And you're thinking of going to a game where I highly recommend using SeatGeek. I've been to a lot of baseball, basketball, football games. I go often, to music concerts, just whatever. And SeatGeek's the best place for it. I mean that. I'm not just doing shtick here. It is really the best. It's better. Try all the other ones, StubHub and shit. No, SeatGeek is the top one. All right. It really is. It's the best one there is. And it's really with the price and the guarantee that they give you with it. So check out SeatGeek. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek's the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sports, festivals, and much, much more. I love using SeatGeek. It really is. And I not only is it all this, and this is not part of the script, it's so user-friendly. The app is very user-friendly. You got to check it out. SeatGeek, to me, the best that you can get out there. They have your back. Each ticket's rated on a 1 to 10 scale, so you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good. Red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And I came through for you guys. You can use the promo code SGPN10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with the promo code SGPN10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Shout out to SeatGeek, the best for buying for you. If you're going to a live event, you got to be using SeatGeek. All right, we are back. We got Incarnate Word, the machine that is Incarnate Word, just burning down any hopes and dreams I have of anything today. Yeah, they did. I had hopes and dreams of cashing a big ticket. I was hot last night. You guys remember I hit 7 straight games end of the night. I was convinced I couldn't lose a game. Then Incarnate Word walks into my life and tears that shit down.
So Cash Action Bets says Incarnate Words +6.
Ooh, where are you getting that line at? I like that.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to supply. You're gonna have to supply us with all of them.
Yeah, just say it in the chat because DraftKings doesn't have it up there, but we get all of our.
Yeah. They will have it at some point, but they're getting 6. I'll take that 6, man. The guards. Did you watch that game today?
So I think this is probably because the Redbirds had a day off.
Yeah.
Still, I like the team that's playing. Give me the 6. IDub to me has looked it looked pretty darn good with what Bailey is it Davion Bailey's
Colby, do you see the names in the chat here? The book, if you want to pull it up.
Yeah,
on your
yeah. Okay, yeah. Well, just hit me with the other ones, chat. All right. But I'm just curious so I could partake if I have to. But I'm gonna take IDub here. I think IDub at 6 points. To me, I like the fact you're playing these games now. Illinois State having a day off. How much does that really mean? Especially, I actually think it could hurt them when you're in Daytona Beach. A day off
could hurt them.
Yeah. I'm riding IDub in the points here. Sprinkle the money line. Mac, am I insane?
Are you insane? No. I mean, you don't know where these guys' minds are at. In conference tourney, this trend was very favorable, where the team that had the day off, or they played a game and they had a day off, they were really good. But I don't know how motivated they're going to be here. I'll ride the IDub train. Give me the points with Incarnate Word.
Yeah, Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm on Incarnate Word too. Cocktail Napkins got Illinois State -2. We're hoping for a bounce back day for said napkin because it was not a good, fun Monday when it came to CBI picks. And for what it's worth, I don't know the total, but the Napkins got it at 145.5. But I like the side here. I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Triple lock. I don't open things off with the bang here.
You know, a lot of people go to college for 7 years.
Here we go. I wasn't expecting a triple lock to start us off, but
an Incarnate Word.
Yeah, let's go. Triple lock on IDub. Friends forever will be together. We're up top because we play to win. Sprinkle that money line. A day off at Daytona Beach, that's a negative for your team.
Yeah.
All right.
The chat's also saying the total's at 148, 148.5, but that would lean to an edge of the Cocktail Napkin having the under. I'm not doing that shit again with Incarnate Word. In 2 games in Daytona, they put up 92 and 87. No thanks.
They want to be there, baby. They want to be there.
They do.
So what is our line in this battle that we have right after Cleveland State and Florida Gulf Coast loaded up? But before we do that, I want to let the good people know that the college basketball experience is brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbooks. When it comes to college basketball and March Mania, one thing's for sure. Nothing's for sure. Upsets, buzzer beaters, Cinderella's advancing, Sweet 16, CBI action, the crown, NIT stuff, top seeds going home. It's all happening. Bet the unexpected. Every upset, every day with DraftKings Sportsbook with live betting, exclusive content, promos, and parlays. DraftKings is the ultimate college basketball destination for March. Bet the unexpected with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use that promo code SGP. Once again, that's code SGP for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help's available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 age plus, varies in eligibility by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 after issuance. For additional terms of responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm's your home for AI picks and props. Rhythm is always, just killing it. They're off to a great start with their bracket. So what are you doing? You could build your own too. Custom model is easy. It's profitable. They got models for NBA, golf, MLB. So check it out. Sign up today for a free 7-day trial period today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. Cleveland State, Florida Gulf Coast. Do we have a line?
Vikings -3, total 138.5. Shout out to the chat coming through.
Cleveland State sent a message today.
They did. Holy moly.
I ain't getting in front of that train.
But Florida Gulf Coast is basically at hour and a half, 2 hour drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't gonna have anybody there though.
I'm jumping in. Cleveland State -3. Load up. Lock this thing up.
You're gonna take a bunch of kids from Cleveland and Daytona Beach after one day.
I thought that was my analysis last night. That was what happened. Army almost beat Florida Gulf Coast.
What kind of celebration are they having right now?
They want to be champs. CBI champs. All right. Put that on your gravestone when you die. CBI champ, motherfucker. All right. I'm on these Vikings. Lock it up. Florida Gulf Coast underachieved all year. We're gonna do it again tomorrow. Mac?
I'll take Gulf Coast. I'll take another dog here. I think they got their scare out of the way. They went through the motions. They beat Army. Now they're ready for Cleveland State. Let's go.
I'm going Vikings. Gulf Coast playing without it.
After all that, you give me a hard time, and then you're jumping on the Vikings?
I wanted to know your analysis. I didn't want you to get off short and sweet and get out. I wanted to know why you were picking.
Well, I don't get Rain Man, Colby. But they're counting down 7.
Unbelievable, this guy. All right, make your case again.
The Eagles are playing without a starter and another guy who also didn't play, who played in 29 games this season. So they had the one game bump against Army, and for what it's worth, wasn't like tremendous, giddy up in that game. They're used to Florida and whatever. Cleveland State wants to stay down there a little bit longer, like Colby said. So for what it's worth, I think the under is my favorite play in this one. Total at 138.5. We're going to go back to the under with Florida Gulf Coast because it worked. It's at 133 on the napkin. And Cleveland State, there's no way that team's doing that again offensively.
Yeah, I like that. Shout out to Sweezy 2K, man. I love talk about Cleveland State, Florida Gulf Coast game this time of year. This is why we listen. Amen.
Cleveland State went 67.5% from inside the arc and 40% from outside the arc.
Yeah. I don't know if that's helping my my opinion on this game.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Let's jump over. We got NIT action tomorrow, and I'm really excited about these next two games. Bradley is laying 3.5. I'm sorry, that's not in Daytona Beach, Florida. That is in Peoria, Illinois. I fucked this thing up. So this is a home game. This is Bradley's home stadium, the Carver Arena, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Bradley and Duke Dean, I just cashed on them on the money line against George Mason. Now Chattanooga's been playing great as well. They've won like 9 of their last 10 games. But I do believe this place will be lit. This will not be like Daytona Beach, Florida. This will actually, like in Peoria, what else do you do? They have the Bradley fans support their team, and they have for a long fucking time. I'm all over Bradley -3.5 here. Kind of think the under 152.5 that I'm seeing now, it went up a point, by the way, Bieniek, is in play. I know Chattanooga can score the ball some, but I don't care. I think this will actually be a college basketball crowd. I know Bradley's missing that starter, but they've been rolling without him. What's my guy's name that I said will be drafted to War before he's drafted in the NBA?
Yeah.
I forget his name right now, but yeah, I'm on the
That's
Braves.
going to be a clip. We haven't forgot about that. Sorry, I had myself on mute. But I agreed with your underlook. Total at 147 on the napkin. So good eye from you there. I like it.
Double lock on the under and the Bradley Braves from Pick Dundee. Pick Dundee. Pick NIT. More like Mac. What are you doing here?
You know, I'm gonna take the Mocs, man. There's something about this Mocs team I like. I loved what I saw against Dayton the other day. I loved what they did in Murfreesboro. They've already gone on the road in this.
Murfreesboro's nothing. That's like
it's still winning away from home. And I mean,
fair.
Like you said, Bradley's down a couple starters, third game. They already pulled the upset. Give me the Mocs outright. Let's go, Mocs.
Bieniek?
Yeah, I'm also on the Mocs. And as Rob is mentioning in the chat here, down 2 starters now. Darius Hannah got hurt at the end of that one. I would assume they're not going to. He is a senior. I don't know if he's got any extra eligibility. It's impossible to know nowadays if he's willing to push it and play another game or two. But I'll go Mocs. They've got a really good duo of guards there still that are playing in these games, and I'll go under.
Wow, Mac, you like that under?
I like the under too. I think it'll be a rock fight.
I'm just checking something here. Okay, yeah, okay. Look, before we get to the next one, so we got a battle there. By the way, I'll play. You know what? We haven't played the battle music. We got to do it. We have a battle in Peoria. Dundee on the Braves. Mac Bieniek on the box from Chattanooga. All right. Before we get to the next game and final game on this Tuesday slate, I want to let you know the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. It's the best for college hoops. It's really the best edge you can get for a lot of different stuff. Check out Underdog Fantasy. They got NBA, NHL, everything rolling along. UFL coming right around the corner. MLB. Did I mention? Yeah, that's right around the corner. Sign up, and when you do, use our promo code TCE SGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code TCE SGPN. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Yes, the college basketball experience has partnered up with Edge Boost, the premier Visa debit card for bettors. An Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, racetrack, or casino. Plus, you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards for using your Edge Boost card. And you know, your money is safe. Its card is FDIC insured. Best part is no credit checks. It's completely free. So sign up today at edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. All right, next up. I don't get this. North Texas, the higher seed, and I'm sorry, this is not in Daytona Beach. This is in Stillwater. That's what's confusing about this.
Do they have like a women's tournament game or something?
They must have something there because they have to go on the road despite being the 2 seed. Oklahoma State's the 4 seed. Oklahoma State is laying 1.5 because of that, I think. The over-under's at 137.5.
This you guys see the buzzer beater that North Texas just won on?
Yeah. And I'm going to fade that because North Texas, I do believe, is a different team when they hit the road. They struggle to score the ball. What a nice break here for the Cowboys, as I think they can really get a big win here. Give me Oklahoma State minus 1.5. Mac?
Yeah, so they matched up in the exact same game a couple years ago. And North Texas actually won in Stillwater. That was McCaslin's final year in Denton. So they've won here before. I like the way Oklahoma State's playing, man, with Lutz. I'll take the Cowboys here. But I know it's a different staff, but they get it done against the Mean Green here and finally end this win streak that North Texas has in this event.
Bieniek, what are you doing here in Stillwater, Oklahoma?
Yeah, we're all in agreement here. I like Oklahoma State here quite a bit. The Napkins got it -5. Total right on the dot at 137.5. But it ultimately comes down to me most likely like feeling best about fading North Texas after a buzzer beating win.
Yeah. Shout out to Hardcore Gaming 287. You guys truly love college basketball. Thank you for your daily dedication to the best sport in the entire world. We do love college basketball. And we also love, we love sports. One of the things people say, I know, and first off, we're going to be covering the Crown in Las Vegas soon. And the rest of the NCAA tournament, the rest of the NIT, the rest of the CBI, CIT, right? I always get them confused, the initials.
CIT is not doing it this year.
Yeah, CBI. We got you there. Coaching hires. We're going to be talking about it. We're not going away here. Hang on, though. I want to give out our top lock of the 4 games. Yeah, we're not going away. But we also love college baseball. We've been killing it over there. A college baseball experience. College football is like, to me, I host the college football experience, the FCS college football experience. We're about to be going heavy into that. We got the Frozen 4 episode we're going to drop tomorrow. So we're not going anywhere. I know, you think, hey, we might not be here every night. Once the college basketball season ends, we still will be here every night. So please, if you haven't checked out those shows, check those shows out. All right, let's get to our top play of the 4 games we have on the slate here. To me, I think the best play that I feel the best about it, I think it's actually Incarnate Word. I like the Oklahoma State angle. Bradley with the 2 starters out makes you hesitate a little bit, but Incarnate Word, give me that as my top play. I just think it's too many points. And I think a day off in Daytona Beach is not a good thing. So give me IDub and the points as my lock. Mac?
Yeah, I like. I think I'm going to go the Cowboys. Year 1, Steve Lutz. Lutz has been a good postseason coach too. He won both conference tournaments at Corpus Christi and then at Western Kentucky. Yeah, they lost in the Big 12 because he was overmatched from a roster standpoint. But yeah, I like the Cowboys here.
Let's go, Bieniek.
Co-signing the Incarnate Word play with you, Colby. Let's go.
Yeah, numbers a little off. So
and everybody in the chat, like the last few days, they're like, "Where are you guys gonna go? Where are you guys gonna go? Are you gonna do a MLB show?" We don't step on their toes, just like they don't step on ours. We respect that they're gonna do MLB gambling podcast the entire year. Like we aren't ditching college football and college basketball in October and November or here in March to do MLB stuff. So we don't, want them to. We don't step on each other's toes at SGPN. So these guys are always welcome on the college baseball experience. They will be there. Mac is also going to be helping out on the college football experience this offseason as well. That's where you're going to continue to find all of us. Just stay here, subscribed on YouTube. There will be weekly content consistently throughout the offseason.
I'll also say this. I host the UFL gambling podcast. We did a show. Their season kicks off with that wacky ass, garbage ass kickoff that they're doing this weekend. This Friday, I think this is their first game. I also host the CFL gambling podcast in which kicks off in June. But go check out those. But I also preview every single college football team, all 136 FBS ones, and we have the FCS one. We'll preview every conference in the FCS. So check out both of those. And Mac and Bieniek are sprinkled on there as well. So check those out. But like all these coaching hires and stuff, college basketball. I know Mac does the great episodes where he sits down with a lot of the coaches. Check those out. But yeah, we're not at that point yet. We still have 2 weeks of seasons. Yeah.
I agree. And we've got Frozen 4 tomorrow too.
Yes. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Frozen 4. And then don't forget tomorrow night, Sweet 16 picks for Thursday. We'll break down all the games and all the NIT and other tournament action that is happening. Check us all out. It's part of the Sports Gambling Podcast. That's coming up next, by the way. We are going to talk some college basketball on the Sports Gambling Podcast. Give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77_. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at the Colby D. The College Basketball Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. YouTube.com/the College Experience. Subscribe. Tell a friend. Come on, we need to get these numbers up. All right, grab your girlfriend's cell phone. Subscribe. Grab your wife's cell phone. Uncle Billy, is he passed out in the fucking chair again? Grab his phone. Subscribe. All right, boom. Appreciate
Shout
you.
out. All right.
Yes, all right's the man. Appreciate the $10. All right, you guys are always awesome. Till next time, this is the College Basketball Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. They say the Lord watches over my sins, over my head, watching hair as it thins, over the ledge, it ain't letting me in. There's still regiments and relevance to letting me win. Win, lose or draw. You ain't prepared unless you all ready to lose it all. Losing a brawl? Yeah, that's a brighter day. Good friends know my Nina Hideaway. They came and went, but the riders stay. So it's like I won the lottery and can't be found until I resurface with the latest purchase. 33 and a third and 45 circles. You ain't got that shit, and I ain't 45 king. But on the beats, I've been doing my thing. When I start the program and the doorbell ring, I gotta leave town to a place I can't be found. My celly's off, so I can't be found. I'm on a worldwide tour, touring every fucking curtain down. American dreams, lessons, and still they work. I guess the sand on the beach still was really dirt. Now I'm going home, flying over Rome at 30,000 feet. Like, damn, is that really Earth? I see the killers work on walls, familiar turf. Got a little school in graph, 101 was first. Got a little school in math, didn't really work. But put the numbers on the block and I make them hurt. Any block is my stomping ground where my people lay low so they can't be found. They don't